Hello, everybody. I am the one who dunks, and I thank you for joining me on this beautiful Saturday, almost noonday. Uh, Beautiful Saturday after the 4th of July. I hope you had a wonderful 4th, got some good stuff on the barbecue, watched some fireworks, and today we have quite the stream for you as we are back with Knights baseball as the Knights are in the semifinals taking on the Blowfish in a best of 5. As we can see, that the bracket, both teams are here after a full 5 game series. The Blowfish going loss, win, win, loss, win, and the Knights having a bit more of a dramatic story, if I bias aside, with 2 straight wins and being able to clinch, but then losing 2 straight and then having to clutch it up in a game 5 to get here against the Blowfish in the semifinals. Both teams struggling to be able to move on to this point now are in a battle to see which team can get over the hump first and shake off those first round nerves. All right, as we have the starting lineup, Happy Feller will be at center, leading off. Legstrong will be batting second, playing shortstop. Rod Cooker at second base, batting third. Chad Powers, as always, playing right field and batting cleanup. Tony Rodriguez will be playing first base today, batting fifth. Quincy Nickerson will be playing third base, batting sixth. Ariel Bartlett will be yeah, we'll sub Bartlett out for Smoke Mulberry batting seventh, and we will be having. Wait, no, it's Slick Lil's turn to catch behind the dish, and that will be eight. And on the bump will be Pearl Pansk as we are heading to game 1 of these semifinals and conference finals. The Knights have played the Blowfish before earlier this season twice and have lost both. They are looking to turn the trends around.
Welcome to the opening game of the conference finals. Here we go! Now batting, the shortstop, number 22.
All right, let's
Elvis
play ball.
Stanley.
What the heck? Sorry, the right trigger on my controller is acting up. Now, of course, the Knights will have the home field advantage throughout this series. The first 2 games will be played at home for the Knights. The next games 3 and 4 will be played at the Blowfish home. And at game number 5, if necessary, will be played back here. Jose Carloco now at the plate. Tony Rodriguez fields the ground ball, heads over to first. That'll be out number 2. Bringing up Keg Gutterson, a brutal hitter, to say the least, batting .375 these playoffs so far. Nothing to sneeze at, as he will get the first base hit of the game. So it won't be a 3-up, 3-down inning, bringing up Harry Backman. I believe having the most RBIs in these playoffs so far. Rod Cooker fields the ground ball, and that'll be out number 3 as the Knights will go up to bat. Happy fielder leading off. And this one's just going to hit the grass before it can go into the glove of Elvis Stanley, and Happy Feller will run out and get on base. Oh, a good strike pitch thrown. And a ground ball to Elvis Stanley, and that'll be oh no! Legstrong runs it out. It won't be a double play. Rod Cooker, he's had a good first round of the playoffs, but he's not going to start off good here. Fouling off into foul territory. Caught by the Blowfish, and that'll bring up Chad Powers. And Chad Powers hits a line drive. Can't quite be fielded by Orloco, but he'll pick it right back up, and that'll be out number 3. And Sluggy Boomhauer hits this one deep into right. Chad Powers can't quite get it, but he'll throw it back in to hold Boomhauer to a single. Marvin Steed now up at bat. And of course the two-seam fastball, something that the Knights pitchers have had a hard time getting a hang of. Pretty much every time they go to the two-seam fastball, the bat always seems to get on the ball. Pressure already considerably high, but that is what happens when you get into the playoffs. These teams get a heck of a whole lot closer in their goal, and the pressure starts building. And, ooh, Pearl making them look silly. Swinging at a pitch in the other box. Arubuwanga now up at the plate. Ooh, Quincy Nickerson dives and gets that one for out number 2. What a catch and a play by Quincy. And this will be a fly ball into left. Mulberry's running over to it and gets it for out number 3. As we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Tony Rodriguez settling into the box. He wasn't in the lineup for, I think, Game 5 against the Berserkers. One of the fascinating things so far about these playoffs is the Knights are playing back-to-back games against divisional opponents. Both teams, the Blowfish and the Berserkers, have been on the heels of the Knights almost the entire regular season. The Berserkers being on pretty much the heels of the Knights since day one. The Blowfish getting into the race about halfway through the season. And Smoke Mulberry back in the lineup. As he hits this one deep into center. Back at the wall. It is gone, and Mulberry has a home run! A 3-run homer as the Knights start off striking first in Game 1. And now Slick Little is at the plate. And that pitch will be in the other box for a ball. Swing and a miss for Slick Little. That's out number 1. And Pearl Pansk is going to ground out to the shortstop, Elvis Stanley, and that'll be out number 2. And we're back to the top of the order with Happy Feller up at bat. Happy Feller batting an amazing .538 so far. He has had a great playoffs as it has gone. Elvis Stanley diving for the ground ball. Feller's going to run it out, and he'll get a single. Oh no! Happy Feller's going to be caught in a pickle trying to go for second, and he'll be tagged out. And that's not a good sign for out number 3. Oh my gosh. And now we have the pitcher versus pitcher matchup. Once again. And that'll be a base hit to start. That's not a good sign when you give up one to the pitcher, that's for sure.
Now batting the shortstop, number 22, Elvis
All right.
Stanley.
a dive, but unable to be fielded by Rodriguez. A ground ball to Legstrong. He's going to flip it over to second. The throw to first in time. That'll be out. 1 and 2 for a double play. Jose Carloco now in the box again. And this one's going to be a high, deep ball back, and this will be gone. Home run for the Blowfish as they strike back, bringing the deficit to 2. Jose Carloco's first home run of the playoffs, his second RBI.
Number 24, Keg Gutterson.
And Keg Gutterson now at the box. And this is going to be one of the more consistent problems in this series for the Knights. The Blowfish know how to hit the ball and hit it good. Ground ball over to Cooker. That will be out number 3 for the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third, 3-1.
The Spider Queen ate them all. Again. Now batting, the shortstop, number 27. Zoom, Legstrong.
Legstrong will start off the bottom of the third. And he's going to hit a ground ball that'll get past a diving second baseman for a single. Cheyenne Hill just not able to get a grip on that one. Legstrong's mojo feeling pretty good about things so far. Rod Cooker settling into the box. Pickoff throw to first, keeping Legstrong in check. He's known to steal the bases on occasion. Rod Cooker, oh, he gets to first off of a bad throw that can't be dug out of the dirt by the Blowfish. And now that brings up Chad Powers. Rod Cooker at first, 1 out. And this is going to be a little bit of a blooper over to third, getting onto the choke up around the handle of the bat, really. And that'll be out number 2. Tony Rodriguez now up at the plate. Ooh, Tony Rodriguez strikes out looking, and that will be the end of the third inning. Harry Backman is going to start off the fourth for the Blowfish. Ooh, a fastball to fool Harry Backman. Pearl having a little sneeze. Might be the grass out there today that's just not able to do. A drop third strike. Lil throws it over to Rodriguez, and that's out number 1.
Number 19, Sluggy Boomhauer.
Sluggy Boomhauer, the first base hit for the Blowfish this game. Not feeling that well health-wise, so don't know why the Blowfish have him out there, but they must trust in Boomhauer to carry them through. Marvin Steed now up at the plate. He's had a solid playoff so far, batting triple threes. And a ground ball to Nickerson. He'll throw it over to first, and that'll be out number 3 as we go to the bottom of the fourth with Quincy Nickerson leading off the bottom of the fourth for the Knights. One of the things about the Knights is they have had trouble getting base hits in games 2 and 3 against the Berserkers with the bottom of the lineup. It just was not clicking. And hopefully things are back on track for the Knights. Smoke Mulberry, the man responsible for hitting that 3-run homer his first time up at bat, will be striking out this time at a ball very in the dirt. Slick Little fouls this one off, and that'll be strike 1. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. Now he's going to start to foul it off. And this one will go right up the middle, rolling into center field for a base hit for Slick Little.
Now batting the pitcher, number 46, Pearl Pants.
And Pearl Pask is now up at bat. Taking 2 strikes to start the at bat. And a ground ball fielded by Hill, and that'll be out number 3 to retire the side. We head to the 5th. Knights up 3-1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 31,
Nairu Buwanga up at bat. A prize free agent, but so far the Knights have been able to keep him at bay as he is now ground out to third for out number 1 to start off the 5th. Pressure has gone down a little bit as the game has gone on, but I suspect that once we get to the later innings, it's going to build up again. And ground ball, leg strong has it. He'll throw it over to first, and that'll be out number 2.
Pitcher, number 59, Wanda Dregler.
Wanda Dregler now up at bat. One of the interesting things about today's game, Tony Rodriguez at first base. He has not been stationed at first base the entire regular season. For the most part, Stanky has held that position well, but that is an interesting change. Ground ball over, thrown over to first for out number 3 to retire the side. Happy Feller now up at bat. Once again, he's 2 for 2, 2 singles. Trying to see if he can get an extra base hit here, possibly. Or if he can get another single. Maybe it's just the day he's in singles. Full count to Feller. And he will take his base. He'll be walking as they'll bring up Legstrong. And Legstrong smacks this one hard, but foul. Oh no, Feller just not good on the base paths today. And that'll be out number 2 as Legstrong just hits one right back to Wanda Dregler. The Knights probably got to give up stealing bases. It hasn't really paid off at a good rate. And a ground ball to Elvis Stanley makes it so that we go to the 6th with no progress from the Knights to extend the lead. Elvis Stanley hits a rip into center, and that will be a single to start off for the Blowfish. Not a good sign, as they did have the top of the order. Slick Little unable to get Elvis Stanley right there, and now is just not a good time for the Knights as they are now threatening, or they are being threatened to have the lead taken away from them with the tying run at home plate. And a strikeout for Jose Carloco. And they'll bring up Keg Gutterson. 1 out, runner on second. Earl Pansk has had a fairly good playoff showing, and Slick Little throws to the wrong base as Elvis Stanley takes third for free. And Cooker will not be able to dive and get it. Keg Gutterson has a rip RBI single, and that'll bring the score to 2-3. Harry Blackman, the lead-taking run at the plate, and the game-tying run at first. The Knights have blown 2 leads already these playoffs, but Harry Blackman, it will be struck out for out number 2. Boomhauer now up at the plate. Boomhauer batting .300. No home runs and just 1 RBI. A ground ball to Cooker will make it out number 3. And the Knights will barely hold on to their lead as it shrinks down to 1. Chad Powers going to start off the inning for the Knights. And this one's going to be a pop fly into left. And that's probably going to be caught, and that will be out number 1. And Tony Rodriguez not having a good day at the plate so far. 0 for 1 the count, or 0 for 1 on him today, and 0 for 2 the count. 1-2, 1 out, 2-2. He does have a walk. A full count to Rodriguez now. Gonna foul that one off, and the at-bat continues. And he will strike out looking again. Oh my goodness. Quincy Nickerson now up at bat. Got a his first time at bat, but grounded out his second. 0-2 the count already to Nickerson. And a ground ball to Stanley. Stanley's going to throw it over to first, and that'll retire the side. As now, the Blowfish are coming up to bat at the top of the seventh.
Number 66, Marvin Steed.
Marvin Steed swinging at a ball practically in the other box for strike number 1. Ooh, couldn't get him to bite on that one. Pearl Pansk just trying to find that strikeout pitch. She's only got so much gas left in the tank before she might get lit up, but not before she strikes out Marvin Steed for out number 1 of the inning. And this is a fascinating change. Narub Uwanga, one of the best free agents originally at the start of the season, being pitch hit for by Hog Porker. Guess they want more power in his bat, see if the Blowfish can tie the game with one swing. This then brings up the question, who will the Blowfish put at center, because Hog Porker is by no means a center fielder, not even an outfielder. Chad Powers will catch the fly ball, and the substitution will be in vain. Sting McGee now coming in to pitch hit for second baseman Cheyenne Hill. What the heck is going on? The Blowfish playing a weird game of musical chairs. They will get a base hit with this one. And that will bring up Wanda Dregler, and that will be the third pitch hit substitution in a row. Ava Blanc now coming in, and Ricky Kwan now base running on first. Very, very interesting chess match that we have here as we get into the late innings. I'm sorry, my right trigger seems to be getting stuck again. I might need to get a new controller soon. And that will be strike 1. And ball 2. Ooh, a foul ball, and that will be bringing it to a 2-3 count. Another one, and the at-bat continues. Ooh, a strike 3 called, and the side will be retired. Joffrey Jenkins will be coming into pitch, and we'll take a look at the substitutions for the Blowfish in just a moment. And let's take a look at who they have brought in. So, Hog Porker will be playing second. Ricky Kwan will be playing center. And that seems to be all these substitutions that they made. So, basically, musical chairs with everybody at their positions as the Blowfish find a way to get everybody settled in without getting anybody out of position. Smoke Mulberry, a grounder to Hog Porker. A good diving stop by him, and that'll be out number 1. These teams do not like each other. The first meeting that these two had was the Blowfish blowing out the Knights on a massive 13-2 game, as Juniper Thicket had one of her dumpster fire games before the Knights let her go.
Number 46, Pearl Pansk.
And now Pearl Pansk up at the plate. Slick Lil at first, and this is probably just going to be a double play, and it will, to retire the side. We head to the 8th, top of the order for the Blowfish. The pressure has been turned up to a maximum. One swing of the bat, can tie the game. And now, with Elvis Stanley at first, the go-ahead run will be at the plate for the Blowfish with Jose Carloco. And Pearl Pants checking the runner. And this one's going to land into right, a line drive hit. And that will bring up Keg Gutterson. No outs, runners on first and second, and the Knights are in danger of blowing yet another lead in the playoffs. And this one's going to be way off target. Ooh, strike two. That is a very lucky pitch by Pearl Pansk, and they're just going to have to take the basic out. Runners will advance to second and third, and this will bring up a sticky situation, or a hairy situation, if you pardon the pun, with Harry Backman at the plate. Runners at second and third. One out. No force out double play, so this is really going to be something. Rodriguez throws to home, and they'll get the out. Slick Lil tagging in time. There we go. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, and Sluggy Boomhauer at the plate. It seems like Sluggy Boomhauer suffered a minor injury during the first round of the playoffs, but still is out there playing right field. The Blowfish have confidence in him. For Pearl Pants, this could be the last inning she pitches of the game. Ground ball to Rod Cooker. Throws it over to first. That'll be out number 3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order, Happy Feller at the plate. He is 2 for 2 in a walk. A good day for him. But a ground ball to Keg Garson, and now at the worst time, there's an out. And Zoom Legstrong, this time he gets a base hit up the middle. Runner at first. He's got his mojo back up, and here comes Rod Cooker. He had a good first round of the playoffs, but today he has had no luck, batting 0 for 3. Oh no, not again! As the Knights are caught in a pickle and the mojo goes back down for Legstrong. 2 outs now. And Rod Cooker, he gets a base hit into left. 2 outs, runners at first. I really need to stop trying to steal. It is not paying off. Chad Powers is now up at the plate. And Chad Powers hits a blast into center field and will extend the lead 5-2 Knights. Chad Powers, I was just about to say he's been having a rough day so far, but that'll turn things around for him, that's for sure. A 2-run shot by Powers will put the Knights in the driver's seat. Tony Rodriguez grounding out, and here we go to the 9th.
Number 66, Marvin
And now the question, how long do you leave Pearl Pansk in there for? You have a little bit more of a lead, so you don't really need to go to the bullpen quite yet. But with the pitch count getting almost to the 90s, undoubtedly going to hit to the 90s, it's going to be a question of when the substitution is going to come in. And a bloop single into center, fielded by Feller. He's going to throw it over into second. And that'll be a single to start things off. And Hog Porker is second at bat this game. Oh, this one's going to be a base hit, and that's probably the day for Pearl Pansk, as that will be a double, and that will score a run for the Blowfish. And now is down to a 2-run lead, and with the game-tying run at the plate, screw you, will come in to see if he can get his second save of the playoffs. Ricky Kwan will be the first batter that he faces. And strike three. Oh, swing and a miss on Ricky Kwan. And Tate Quinto, a starting pitcher? What in the world is Tate Quinto doing at bat? This is befuddling, to say the least. He has no hits these playoffs, no RBIs, no home runs. It's a straight-up donut factory in his offensive stats. So, what are we doing here? The Blowfish fans have got to be confused, especially as Quinto just strikes out looking. And now, Elvis Stanley, if there's one guy you could pick on the Blowfish to be up in this type of situation, it would be him, but he's going to ground over to Quincy Nickerson. Nickerson's going to throw it over to Rodriguez, and the Knights will take game one by a score of 5-3. A tight one all the way to the end. Screw You will get the save, and Pearl Pants will get the win. Players of the game, Smoke Mulberry with his 3-run homer will take the gold medal. Pearl Pants will take runner-up with 8 innings pitched, 11 hits given up, 3 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. And Chad Powers with his 1-for-4 but crucial RBI, 2 2-run homer. Yeah, I can speak. For taking the bronze. And now we take a look at the other side of the bracket as we sim the first game between the Overdogs and the Crocodons. The Overdogs winning in extra innings. Oh my. What a game that must have been. And Shania Burns versus Frago Balstonados. Balstonados did not have a good day on his playoff debut, that is for sure. Jim Stanky back into the lineup. Cooker is going to be knocked down over to the 5th spot in batting. And then we have the lineup all set. Let's change the uniforms. Both teams going to rock the alternates this game. Have a little variety. Game 2 between the Knights and the Blowfish. The Knights obviously just getting a 1-game lead as we head over to game 2.
Welcome to game 2 of the conference finals. It's time for some baseball.
And now, here both teams are rocking the alternate uniforms, and here we go. Game 2 of the conference finals. Elvis Stanley, same as last time, will be starting things off for the Blowfish. Balstonados on the mound, and I just realized I forgot to sub in Fats Porkman. And now I'm going to do that right away.
Now in the game, Fats Porkman.
A miscue on the lineup card. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me this game. Leg strong, fielding the ground ball, and so forth. 2 up, 2 down.
Number 24, Keg Gutterson.
Keg Gutterson now up at the plate. He's going to ground this one over to Stanky. Back in the starting lineup for the Knights, as that'll be 3 up, 3 down.
Number 21, Happy Feller.
And Happy Feller gets a low to this one on the first pitch. That is gone in left. That will land right in the Blowfish bullpen. And Feller will start things off for the Knights with a 390-foot home run, giving them a 1-0 lead. His first home run of the playoffs.
The shortstop, number 27, Zoom, leg strong.
Nope, inside.
And now here we go, bottom of the first. A good start for the Knights, but Leg Strong is going to ground out.
Now batting,
And now Jim Stanky back in the starting lineup for the Knights, playing his usual first base position. And he's going to start off the day by grounding out to Elvis Stanley. That'll be out number 2. And that'll bring up Chad Powers. He hit a 2-run home run the last time he was up at bat in game 1. He will hit one up the middle, starting the day off with a base hit. Single, and Rod Cooker will now get up to bat. And a pickoff throw to keep Powers in check. And a ground ball over to Stanley, as Stanley will field all 3 outs as we go to the second. But Happy Feller giving the Knights an early 1-0 lead. Something that they have wanted to see. Frago Bostananos gets a hold of this ground ball from Harry Backman, and that'll be out number 1. Sluggy Boomhauer up at bat, and this will be a line drive into center. Feller's got it. That'll be out number 2.
Number 66, Marvin Steed.
And Marvin Steed will get a single. Rod Cooker diving to stop that one so he can't run out a possible
Number 31, Nairo.
double. I don't know how he'd be able to do it, honestly. Don't know why I dove for it. Just let fielder field the ball normally at that point. Naruba Wanga hits this line drive in right. Caught by Chad Powers. That'll be out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the second with Quincy Nickerson starting things off for the Knights. And Quincy Nickerson gives this one a drive into right, but that'll be caught by Boomhauer. That'll be out number 1.
Number 14, Smoke Mulberry.
Smoke Mulberry's going to ground this one to Hog Porker. Porker's going to throw it to first. That's out number 2. And Fats Porkman will take his first at bat of the semifinals, or the conference finals, however you want to say it. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Porkman will have his first at bat in the conference finals be a walk. Oh wait, no, it's not his first at bat in the conference finals. He batted in game 1, so I don't know what I'm talking about. A ground ball right in front of the plate that doesn't go anywhere will be out number 3 as we head to the third. Frago Bostananos looking a lot better in this game than he did in the game he pitched against the Berserkers. And he will get a strikeout to start off this inning.
Number 30, Shania Burns.
And Shania Burns up at bat will be the first pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. And Shania Burns will get a hold of one that just hangs over the plate too long. And that will be
Number 22,
a single. Elvis Stanley bringing back the top of the order for the Blowfish. The Blowfish not entirely too worried, I'd take it. After losing game 1, they started off the series against the Wild Pigs that way too. As a matter of fact, the game against the Wild Pigs much rougher for the Blowfish, game 1 wise. And then they did manage to get one back in game 2. Leg Strong is going to field this one, and he probably could have gotten 2. Probably could have gotten the lead runner, but decided to just take the runner at first. And the inning will continue. Jose Carloco will fly out over to right. That'll be out number 3. And Happy Feller, top of the order for the Knights, coming up again. And Happy Feller gives this a drive into center at the warning track, but it's going to be caught by Uwanga for out number 1.
Number 27, Zoom Legstrong.
And Zoom Legstrong selling into the box. he's going to hit a ground ball that'll go over to Stanley. That'll be out number 2.
Is the first baseman, number 7, Jim
That's inside.
Sankey.
And this is not good for the Knights as Burns is starting to get into a bit of a rhythm.
Ball, that's inside.
But now, 3 balls, no strikes. She might be a bit overconfident. 4-pitch walk to Stanky. Not a good call when you got Chad Powers coming up to the plate right behind him. And we've talked about constantly on how that combo works for the Knights. The 1-2 combo, the distractor Stanky and the mind gamer Chad Powers. He'll hit a base hit into left, and he'll bring up Rod Cooker. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Oh boy. Cooker just waiting for his pitch. And he looks like he has it. And that'll be a pop fly caught by Narubawanga. That'll be out number 3. We head to the 4th. Keg Gutterson leading it off for the Blowfish this inning. A ground ball fielded by Legstrong. Legstrong throws it over to first. Gets Gutterson out, number 1. And Harry Backman, one of the regular season league leading home run hitters. Got to be careful around him. The potential for him hitting a home run may not be great, but it's always there. And Balstonato striking him out, saying, "See ya later." And Sluggy Boomhauer, another solid power hitter for these Blowfish, is just going to ground out. And Balstonatos has a great 4th inning, 3 up, 3 down, as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Quincy Nickerson leading him off.
Number 19, Quincy Nickerson.
And he's going to hit a poor ground ball over to Stanley. That will be out number 1.
The left fielder, number 14, Smoke Mulberry.
Smoked Mulberry now selling into the box. He had a 3-run homer last game against the Blowfish. He's going to hit a ground ball that'll find Hog Porker, and that'll be out number 2. And Fats Porkman now selling into the box.
No, outside. Ball.
Porkman always a patient bat. 2-2 the count. And a swing and a miss for Porkman, as that will be out number 3. We head to the 5th. Knights still up 1-0. And Marvin Steed will start off the inning with a base hit. Balstonatos a little bit shaken up by that one. He goes from having a great 3 up, 3 down 4th to having his first at bat be a base hit. Cooker looking to turn 2 with this one. Not quite able to get it. They get the force out at second, though, as 1 out. Hog Porker. Mulberry catches the line drive, hitting to left, and that'll be out number 2.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 30, Shania Burns.
And that'll bring up Shania Burns. She got a base hit her first time up, and this one's hit hard and deep into right. As now the throw home, and it's going to be an RBI single. It's 1-1 Blowfish. That is not good for the Knights. As the Blowfish finally score, Balstonatos will field the ground ball by Elvis Stanley, and that will be out number 3. Balstonatos, or ball and standoffs rather. Oh my gosh, I need to be more patient. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this one, snagged by Hog Porker. What a diving play.
Number 21, Happy Feller.
Oh man, Happy Feller now up at bat. He is responsible for the 1 run that the Knights have had. And Happy Feller hits a line, a ground ball just speeds up the third base line, getting a single, and Zoom Legstrong now up at bat. The Knights have to be a bit more patient at the plate. They gotta wait for their pitch. And swing and a miss by Legstrong, maybe a bit too patient, as Stanky will now come up to the batter's box. He walked his last time up, 0 for 1, hitting-wise. And that'll be a ground ball. Stanky will just ground out. And that'll be out number 3 as we head to the top of the 6th. Jose Carloco is going to ground it. Legstrong dives, stopping it, and throws him out for out number 1. And Keg Gutterson grounds this one to Quincy Nickerson. Throws it over to first, out number 2, Harry Backman. Now up at the plate. Hasn't had the greatest series against these Knights so far. But one swing of the bat could change the entire complexion of the game. And he's going to swing and miss. Strike 3 called, and that'll be a strikeout. Chad Powers is going to start off the 6th for the Knights. He is 2 for 2 today. 2 singles. He's going to ground out over to Elvis Stanley for out number 1. Rod Cooker is now at bat. And a 3-1 count. This is the patience we've been talking about that the Knights have needed. And this ground ball can't quite get past Hog Porker. That will be out number 2. And Quincy Nickerson now up at the plate. He's going to hit a fly ball into right. And that'll be out number 3. We head to the 7th. Sluggy Boomhauer up at bat, as that will be a line drive into center. That one got out in a hurry.
The left fielder, number 66, Marvin Steed.
And Marvin Steed now at bat, a longtime Blowfish player. And strike 3, swing and a miss. That'll be out number 1.
Center fielder, number 31, Nairu Buwanga.
Nairu Buwanga has had a terrible playoffs. Nothing but donuts in the offensive department for him. No hits, no home runs, obviously, with no hits and no RBIs. As this one is looking like it's just going to be grounding out into a double play, and it is. That will retire the side. As we head to the bottom of the 7th. Smoke Mulberry now up at the plate. And he'll be struck out looking. Oh my goodness. Fats Porkman now up at the plate as we enter the late stages of the game. The pressure builds. Fats Porkman did have a home run earlier these playoffs. It would be massive if he got another one here, but right now he's just fighting with Burns. In the box, full count. And the at-bat continues. And Porkman will take his base with a walk. And that'll bring up Balstonados. Or Ballenstandos, I'm sorry. I always get that name wrong. And Ballenstandos, a fly ball into left. That'll be caught for out number 2. And that'll bring up the top of the order with Happy Feller. And now, here we go, Happy Feller at the plate. Trying to see what he can get done again for the Knights. The entire game might come down to him.
That's a strike.
You certainly hope it doesn't. You hope he gets some help, but so far, no luck. 3-1 count to Feller. He'll get a rip of that one, but it'll be foul. Full count runners will be going, and that is going to not quite find the gap. Hog Porker again with those diving stops, as he will now come up to bat to start the 8th inning. Ball in standoffs. Having a great game so far. Only a small hiccup here and there, as he has gotten 7 innings worth of work done on a little over 50 pitches. 1 out. Shania Burns, the pitcher, seems to have ball and standoffs number the most. But even she will ground out here, and that'll be out number 2.
The shortstop, number 22,
Bringing up the top of the order, and with the pressure being at a fever pitch. This will bring out Elvis Stanley's clutch factor. But he's going to ground out to Stanky, and Stanky will say, thank you very much, I'll take it from here. And we go to the bottom of the 8th with Legstrong, Stanky, and Powers up at bat for the Knights. Zoom Legstrong batting 0 for 3. Not a good sign. He was one of the most consistent base hits for the Knights this season, and he finally gets one tonight up the middle, and he will start off the 8th with a base hit for the Knights. Bringing up Stanky and Shania Burns after a great, impressive outing with only literally the first pitch being her only mistake. Joanne Heater will now go to the mound to relieve. Stanky takes a poor swing at a high fastball, and that will be number 1 out, or the out, first out of the 8th. My gosh, I can speak, I swear. And 100 mile an hour, 102 from Joanne Heater. Swing and a miss from Powers. Another swing and a miss, very late. And 3-2 pitch to Powers. Here we go. And a late swing and a miss. Oh my gosh, just not able to get the timing on that fastball. Rod Cooker just trying to sell in the box here. Sell down, get a hang of that speed. And Cooker gets a base hit up the middle. And runners at first and second, 2 outs for Quincy Nickerson. Quincy Nickerson fouls off the first pitch. Ball outside, thrown 102. A 101 pitch outside again. And a full count, runners will be going, and that'll be a base hit. Or not a base hit, a walk. Loading the bases for Mulberry. Knights have struggled to score runs when the bases are loaded. They very well may struggle here. 0-3, Smoke Mulberry on the day so far. That one was way too high outside the zone. But Mulberry gets a drive out of this one. This one goes into left. Ah, caught by Marvin Steed. We go to the 9th, still tied at 1 apiece. And a ground ball. Legstrong has it. He throws it over to first. Out number 1.
Third baseman, number 24, Keg Gutterson.
And Keg Gutterson now up at the plate. And Mulberry slides and catches that one. That will be out number 2. Harry Backman now up at the plate. Porkman gives the sign.
Bat down. Ball last low.
And he strikes out Harry Backman again. That will be out number 3. Fats Porkman 0 for 1, but 2 walks on the day.
Ball high.
Might see if he can work one here. And he swings and misses. That'll be out number 1. And Frago Ball and Standoffs will just hit the first pitch for a pop fly. That will be out number 2 of the inning. Happy Feller has a chance to walk it off with another solo shot home run if he can find it. 2 and 4, or 2 for 4 on the day. And Happy Feller finds the gap into right as he will get another base hit. Player of the game, he's got to be one of the contenders, that's for sure, along with Frogano. Mario Walls coming in to pitch hitting it, or on the mound. And Like Strong hits a base hit into center that just finds the gap. Stanky 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. Runners on first and second. It would be huge for him to walk it off. And he'll just fly out to Narubawanga. And now extra innings are upon us for the first time for the Knights in these playoffs. We are in the 10th. Sluggy Boomhauer is just letting them have it with a ground out for out number 1. Marvin Steed up at the plate. Another ground ball to Nickerson. Nickerson throws it over to first. And this pitcher's duel is getting intense. Narubawanga being subbed out for Sting McGee now at the plate. A ground ball to Cooker makes it a 4-pitch inning as we go to the 10th. Ricky Kwan fielding center. Chad Powers up at bat. If there's anybody that could get a solo home run to end this thing, it would be him. But he's just going to fly out. Harry Backman's calling for it, and that'll be out number 1. Why? Oh, my goodness. Rod Cooker, a line drive to Hog Porker, and Quincy Nickerson. 2 balls, no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes. This might be a 4-pitch walk, and it will be. And now Smoke Mulberry is up at the plate. And Smoke Mulberry 0 for 4 on the day so far. And Smoke Mulberry hits this one back deep, deep, and gone! The Knights win game 2! Smoke Mulberry, who had not gotten a hit all game, walks this off for the Knights. 3-1 the final score, and the Knights are up 2-0. As they are looking to clinch in game 3, the Knights' first playoff extra innings game will end in a win. A walk-off 2-run homer by Smoke Mulberry. Absolutely fantastic. And that will make it so Frago Ball and Standoffs, a gutsy performance. No other way to put it. as the Knights saddle him with 10 innings. 10 innings. Not even Ace Hurlington IV has had to throw 10 innings for this team in one game. He has only given up 5 hits, and he's thrown 5 strikeouts and only dealt with 1 error. Happy Feller getting the silver medal, literally hitting the first pitch off Cheyenne Burns, the number 3 of the player of the game, on the first pitch of the game for a solo home run. And my goodness, Smoke Mulberry, an honorable mention, to be certain, as now we go to simulate game 2. Oh my gosh, a back and forth, and now the Knights are once again looking to sweep. Last time in the series against the Berserkers, they did not do well in that regard. They ended up losing the next 2 games and having to go all the way to game 5. But right here, against a team that they have not been able to beat in the regular season, they now suddenly have a chance at winning this game, this series. But now it'll be at Swagger Center, where the Blowfish play at home. Here we go. Knights are up 2 games to none.
Welcome to game 3 of the conference finals. Grab a program, a drink, and a snackety-boo, and off we go. The center field,
And Happy Feller now going to lead it off for the Knights. He also gets a good hit off of the first pitch deep into center. And this is back-to-back games for Happy Feller. First pitch home runs. My goodness. His second home run of the playoffs.
The shortstop, number 27, Zoom Legstrong.
And now Zoom Legstrong, now at bat. He's going to ground this one out over to Cheyenne Hill, and that'll be out number 1.
The first baseman,
And
number
Tate
7,
Quintino
Sam
will,
Stanky.
oddly enough, get right back into his mojo status with 1 out. That's kind of weird. Stanky hits one that'll go off the right field wall. A home run, to be sure, in any other ballpark, but not here, as he will get a double, and that'll bring up Chad Powers.
Chad Powers.
All right, 2-0 count to Chad Powers. And a 4-pitch walk against Chad Powers,
Now batting,
as that'll bring up Rod Cooker.
Rod Cooker.
Rod Cooker, he belts this one into center. Could this be gone? And it'll go off the wall, just barely missing. As now Powers will slide in and score.
Now batting,
Rod Cooker has hit a 2 RBI double.
Quincy Nickerson.
And the Knights are already up 3-0. And there hasn't even been a second out on them. Quincy Nickerson now coming up to bat. And he will strike out looking, and that'll be out number 2.
Batting, the left fielder, number 14, Smoke Mulberry.
Smoke Mulberry hitting the game-winning walk-off home run in extra innings last game is going to line drive, caught by Cheyenne Hill, a very nice play, and that'll bring up out number 3.
Steed.
And Marvin Steed now starting off the inning, not Elvis Stanley. So this brings into question, what is the game plan for the lineup? A 3-pitch strikeout to start off. Chess King had a rough go of it against the Berserkers in game, I believe, 4. Game 4, he just got lit up in a 13-4 loss to the Berserkers. Trying to avoid that type of outing here, and so far so good. And, Sluggy Boomhauer just gets this pass. A diving leg strong. And that will be bringing up Keg Gutterson, which will be batting in the cleanup spot for the Blowfish this game. The Blowfish seem to have changed their starting lineup. Usually, Keg Gutterson hits in the 3-hole for them, and Elvis Stanley usually leads off. But a change of pace has seemingly been needed, as now the Blowfish are backs up against the wall, as a win would be a sweep for the Knights, and that will be the end of the bottom of the first for the Knights. As Slick Lil will start off the second. The Knights, of course, one of the teams that rotate their catchers game to game. Porkman gets the number 1 and 3 starts, and Slick Little gets the number 2 and 4 starts. Slick Little starting off the game with a roller that gets past a diving Elvis Stanley for a base hit. And this brings up Chess King. Chess King, not exactly the best hitter, as there will be a bunt. He'll advance Slick Little, and that'll be out number 1.
Center fielder, number 21.
Happy Feller getting a home run in back-to-back games on the first pitch of the game. That has got to be something special for him, as he will hit this one. Now roll into left, runners at the corners, 1 out, and that will bring up Zoom Legstrong. He's locked in, but he's 0 for 1 today. Happy Feller being checked at first, making sure he doesn't go anywhere. We welcome you to the playoffs, the conference finals between the Blowfish and the Knights. The other side of the bracket, of course, being the Crocodons and Overdogs. As that series, I believe, is tied up at 1 game apiece. Zoom Legstrong, 2-2 count. And a full count to Zoom Legstrong. Zoom Legstrong's going to get a drive out of this one, and this one is gone into center, and the Knights have a 6-0 lead in the second inning. Zoom Legstrong's first home run of the playoffs is a big one, as they are looking to sweep and not repeat their mistake from the first round. The first round, of course, against the Berserkers, where they started off with a 2-game lead and then dropped the next 2 games, having to play out a gutsy Game 5 to get here in the first place. We said it would be a race between these 2 teams on which one would be able to get over their struggles that they had in the first round, and it seems like the Knights have done that in spades. Chad Powers, the league MVP, now up at bat. Oh, that one almost hitting him, having to get out of the way. You can tell Quintino is a bit frustrated. 3-1 count to Powers. And a full count to Powers. Throw over to check Stanky. And Powers will keep the at-bat going. And Powers will take his base with a walk. And Jeffrey Jenkins will say, Tate, that's all from you today, as he will start off by facing Rod Cooker. Runners at first and second, 1 out in the second inning. And a ground ball that will be turned into a double play, and that'll retire the side. The Blowfish get their answer, but the Knights, back-to-back innings, scoring 3 runs, getting a commanding 6-0 lead. And here's Elvis Stanley, brought all the way down to the 5-hole in the batter's lineup. Usually, so far, the first 2 games of these playoffs, he has leaded off. Pop fly into left center. Feller runs over. He's got it. That's out number 1. And Cheyenne Hill now at the plate, grounding out over to Stanky. And now, finally, Chess King seems to be getting over his disastrous start against the Berserkers, getting him back to a neutral state of mind. New game, new series, new opportunities. That's the way Chess King has got to think about it. He can't have his mind on that bad start that he had. He's had a respectable season, even if he has been considered to be the worst of this starting core, barring Juniper Thicket, who was let go mid-season for Pearl Pansk on this rotation. But he has been a decent pitcher overall. Now he's struggling to get that last strike. Out of Cheyenne Hill. Cooker can't quite jump up and get it. And Feller taking a weird dive at it. And now it will be a double for Cheyenne Hill. And now Chess King trying to find his way to get out of this inning. Ricky Kwan starting in center field instead of Nairub Nwanga. The biggest free agent signing he was considered to be at the time when the Blowfish signed him. A 4-pitch walk. Oh my gosh. But Nairub Nwanga has batted nothing for these playoffs. I'm sorry about that. My right trigger still acting up. I'm going to need to fix that soon. Joffrey Jenkins should be a basic out for Chess King, and it'll be a 3-pitch strikeout. A little bit messy, but he retires the side as we head to the third. Knights up in a commanding 6-0 lead. Quincy Nickerson, a free agent signing by the Knights, as he hits one up the middle for a base hit. He's been all right. And Smoke Mulderry, the hero of last game, hitting a walk-off extra innings 2-run homer for the Knights to win 3-1 in Game 2. And now a pop fly into left, or right, caught by Cheyenne Hill all the way from, ran all the way there from second. And Slick Lil now up at the plate, 1-for-1. The Knights catcher's not really known for their hitting that well, as Slick Little swings and misses for out number 2, and that'll bring up Chess King. Bad swing on that one. And letting that one go for strike 2. And here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chess King. And he will get a full count. Nickerson will be going. Foul ball, the at-bat continues. Another foul ball. As that will be a walk. Harry Backman trying to make sure the wild pitch doesn't get away from him too much so that Quincy doesn't get any ideas going to third. Happy Feller, 2 for 2 today, a home run and a single. He has had a phenomenal playoffs, batting almost 600, 571. And full count, runners will be going. And that'll be ball 4. And that will load the bases for Zoom Legstrong. Zoom Legstrong hit a home run his last time up, but the Knights have had trouble making it so that they score runs when the bases are loaded. And now Legstrong down 0-2. As the battle tenses up. And this one, ground ball to Cheyenne, and the Knights will leave the bases juiced as we go to the bottom of the third. Marvin Steed, top of the order for the Blowfish this time around, back up at the plate. And he's going to do a light little line out to Stakey at first. And Jose Carloco batting triple threes. as he will also ground out to Stanky. And that'll be out number 2.
Now batting, a right fielder, number 19.
Sluggy Boomhauer, he's been in this series all series long, despite having a earlier injury in the first round. They're really trusting him to pull through, but 3 up, 3 down. As we go to the fourth, Stanky will lead off the Knights. I don't know why I swung at that. That was closer to the on-deck circle than the plate. Three balls, 1 strike to Stanky. And Stanky will take a walk, bringing up Chad Powers, and that'll bring up the combo that the Knights have loved all season. Distractor by Stanky, Mind Gamer by Powers, just gutting any accuracy that pitchers have, really getting into their heads. And a full count to Powers. And for the 3rd time this game, Powers will walk.
Now pitching, Annika Curry.
And Annika Curry will be coming into relief. Rod Cooker at the plate for the first batter she will face. Runners at first and second, no outs. A ground ball over to Cheyenne Hill will make a double play happen, though. 2 outs on 1 hit. That's not good. Stanky at third. Nickerson up at the plate. 1 for 2, hit a single. But he's going to ground out over to Gutterson. Gutterson throwing over to first. That'll be out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. And Keg Gutterson will start off this inning for the Blowfish with a base hit.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 22, Elvis Stanley.
Hold on. I need to check the broadcast for a moment. Okay, we are still going. Elvis Stanley up at the plate. Runner at first, no outs. And this one will go right up the middle between Chess King's legs. And that will be runners at first and second, no outs. As now the Blowfish are threatening to try to make this a game. Cheyenne Hill, now up at the plate, has started every game this series for the Blowfish. And Rod Cooker will field the ground ball. A double play. Runner at third, 2 out for Sting McGee.
Number 10, Sting McGee.
And this one will start making it so that the scoreboard has something on it for the Blowfish with an RBI single. 6-1 Knights.
Number 23, Ricky Kwan.
Ricky Kwan now up at bat. He's going to hit a ground ball to Cooker. Cooker throws it over to first, and that'll be out number 3. All right. Smoke Mulberry up at the plate. He's going to try to get a base hit here, get himself on the board. And a ground ball fielded by Stanley, and Mulberry can't beat the throw to first. He is 0 for 3 on the day so far. Slick Little now up at the plate. Can't quite get on that one. Slick Little, ground ball, comebacker to Curry. Can't quite field it, and Slick Little will outrun it. Safe. Chess King at the plate now. Hasn't gotten a single hit in these playoffs. His highlight offensively being a sacrifice bunt earlier this game. And he'll strike out, making it out number 2. And Happy Feller, he's going to ground out over to Stanley. That'll be out number 3. All right. And now Curry will be taking her at bat. So she will continue pitching for the Blowfish, grounding out and being out number 1. Marvin Steed now up at the plate.
Marvin Steed.
Oh my, this one blasted into center by Marvin Steed, and that will be a double for the Blowfish as they are now threatening to score.
First baseman, number 27, Jose Arloco.
And Jose Marloco now up at bat, trying to see if he can close the gap even further for the Blowfish with Marvin Steed in scoring position. Knights trying to sweep. The Blowfish trying to stay alive and keep their season going. Full count to Jose Carloco. And a ground ball to Rod Cooker. That'll be an out, but Marvin Steed already took off for third. He was planning on stealing the base, apparently. And Sluggy Boomhauer up at the plate. Another free agent signing. They just either management doesn't seem to care about his injury that he got in the first round, or he just stubbornly doesn't want to come out. And now we are at the 6th inning with Legstrong leading off. A 2-2 count. And a ground ball over to Hill, and that will be out number 1.
The first baseman, number 7, Jim Stanky.
Jim Stanky, he's doing all right for himself. 2 for 2 and a walk. Stanky hits this one into center, and that'll be a base hit to bring up Powers again. Powers with 3 walks so far. He has just walked every single time, and he has been up to bat. He's like, I don't want no stinking walks. Hits a zinger into center, and that'll be a base hit. Runners at first and second, bringing up Cooker. 1 for 3, a double, 2 RBIs. As he is trying to get into the swing of things again. 3-1 the count. 3-2 the count. And another ground ball, another double play. As that will retire the side. Cooker just cannot catch a break ever since he hit that first one. Ted Gutterson now at the plate. He's going to ground this one over to Legstrong. Legstrong slings it over to first. That'll be out number 1. You got to hand it to the Blowfish bullpen. Being brought into the second inning onwards, they have done a bang-up job so far, making sure the Knights haven't gotten the lead even further, have not even widened the gap a bit. Cheyenne Hill now at the plate. And a swing and a miss to strike out and bring us to the 7th. As the Knights only 9 outs away from the conference finals.
Number 19, Quincy Nickerson.
Quincy Nickerson now up at the plate. As there will be another ground ball to Cheyenne Hill. Thrown over to first. Out number 1.
14, Smoke Mulberry.
Smoke Mulberry batting 0 for 3. You still can't forget his heroics in the last game where he went 0 for 4 and then blasted his last at bat for a walk-off win in extra innings for the Knights. 3-1 the count and make it a walk. Smoke Mulberry has found the bases.
Now pitching, Joanna Heater.
And Joanna Heater now coming onto the mound for the Blowfish. And Hog Porker going over to second base.
No. Strike.
And now 2-2 the count to Slick Little.
No blow.
3-2 count to Little. And that'll be a ground ball to Stanley. Slick's going to get to first, but there will be a force out against Mulberry, making him get 2 outs for the Knights this inning. All right. That was it. That was the pitch. If there was going to be any pitch to hit, that was it for Chess King. And now he might just be trying to waste pitch count on Joanna Heater. A foul ball hit high into the stands. And this one dives. Hog Porker gets it. And that will be out number 3. Hog Porker seems to have sprained his wrist on that dive. And now the Blowfish have another injury to worry about. Rod Cooker fields the ground ball. That'll be out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 23, Ricky Wan.
As now the Blowfish are running out of time and outs. Ricky Kwan rockets this one into left, though, and that will be a single for him.
Second baseman, number 13, Hog Porker.
And Hog Porker, he has been on fire so far in this playoff series against the Knights, despite them being down 2 games to zip, as he will get another base hit for them.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 66, Marvin Steed.
And Marvin Steed. Beg your pardon, I am experiencing technical difficulties. I can't do anything right now. There we go. We're back. All right. Whew. 73 pitches for Chess King. Relief might have to be coming in sooner rather than later, as he has pitched a respectable 7 innings, though. A lot better than his previous performance against the Berserkers. He's got a lot to be proud of. Fly ball caught by Mulberry, and Marvin Steed will be out number 2 of the inning for the Blowfish.
First baseman, number 27, Jose Carloco.
And Jose Carloco is now settling in to the box. A win for the Knights would be huge. Strike 3 against Jose Carloco, and that'll bring us to the 8th. As I was saying, a win for the Knights would be huge today, not just because it would guarantee they would move on to the finals, but they would start Game 1 of the league finals with Ace Hurlington IV on the mound, making sure that if it goes to a 5-game series, that he would start Game 5 as well. Julio Hupper now up at the bump for the Blowfish. Zoom leg strong, hitting a high fly ball into right center, caught for out number 1. Happy Feller on base. Jim Stanky at the box. Double play formation for the Blowfish. And this one's going to roll up the middle for a base hit. Runners at first and second, 1 out for Chad Powers. Chad Powers is 1 for 1 and 3 walks. You'd think with third base open, you'd probably just walk him again if you want to have any hope for keeping this game competitive, but A swing and a miss, that'll work too. Striking out is Chad Powers. What is this? And Rod Cooker will be subbed out for Tony Rodriguez. Tony Rodriguez will come up to bat, and he'll be playing second base from this point on for the rest of the game. And he will swing and miss. That'll be out number 3. The Knights just could not get anything done, it seems, offensively past those first 2 innings, which, given things, will be enough, but has a bit of a concern going into the finals if they end up winning here.
Third baseman, number 24, Keg Gutterson.
And now we are probably, regardless of how the inning goes, this will be the last inning for Chess King. That'll be out number 1, fly ball to left.
Now base running, Rod Ford.
And Rod Forth will be base running for Sluggy Boomhauer as he is now mercifully subbed out. A base hit, runners at first and second. And Harry Backman will come into bat. And a ground ball to leg strong to Rodriguez to Stanky, and that will be a double play to get him out of the inning. And Mario Walls will be coming in to pitch the 9th for the Blowfish. Quincy Nickerson swinging at the first pitch. That'll be a pop fly, out number 1. And now Smoke Mulberry is up at bat. Mario Walls, of course, being the pitcher that gave up the 2-run walk-off homer to Mulberry in extra innings. Feeling a bit tense after that. And knowing full well that, barring a miracle, his team is not going to be seeing tomorrow and their season will end here.
Now batting, the catcher, number 32, Slick Little.
Slick Little now up at the dish for the Knights. 2 strikes, 1 ball to Slick Little. Full count to Slick Little. And he'll swing and miss. And that'll be out number 2. And Chess King, he'll be subbed out. He's had a heck of a day. Tyrone Bendwood will be coming up to bat. A strike. That would have seemed a bit inside to me. But, oh well. Strike 2. Tyrone Bendwood waiting on his pitch. And this one not going to have a whole lot of power behind it. That'll be up and out. Pop fly into center. Out number 3. And now, Screw You is going to try to send the Knights to the league finals with a 3rd save. And strike 3, as he will get a strikeout on 3 pitches.
Center fielder, number 23, Ricky Kwan.
Ricky Kwan now up at bat, hit quite the line drive double his last time up. And there will be another strikeout, as now Hog Porker will try to keep the Blowfish season alive for at least 1 more at bat. He is batting .500 on fire for the Blowfish, but a ground ball, and this should do it. The Knights are going to the league finals as they sweep the Blowfish, winning the game in decisive fashion, 6-1. The Knights scored 2 3-run innings to start off the game and just coasted from there. Chess King getting the win, Tio Quintino getting the loss, Happy Feller at first place, Chess King at second, Jim Stanky in third for the Player of the Game honors. Oh my goodness. They're going off to the finals. And now, all there is to do is sit and wait and watch, as we will be having the other conference finals between the Overdogs and the Crocodons show who the night's opponent is going to be. Game 3 will start, and I will start casting it in just a moment. I need to go take care of some things real quick, and I'll be back shortly.
Welcome to Game 3 of the Conference Finals. Golly, this is gonna be a good one. Now batting, the left fielder, number 33, Vinny Vortex. Now batting, the first baseman, number 19, Andre Candela. Now batting, the catcher, number 31, Tara Leonaire. Now batting, the left fielder, number 25, E. Gold.
That's a strike. That's down.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 6, Sakta Song.
That's inside.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 20, Rhonda Horn.
Nope. That's high. Ball outside. Ball four.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 39, Asha Hammond. Now batting, the shortstop, number 26, Norm Phenomenal. Now batting, second baseman, number 23, Yacker Asherbaum.
Strike. That's inside. You bet that's a strike. Nope, low.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 12, Trisha Lee.
It's inside. Foul. Ball. That's inside.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 51, Diego Anderson.
Outside. You bet that's a strike. That's high.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 47, Gordon Fruitwell.
Strike. Foul ball. Save. Ball. That's outside.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 35, Bay Hall.
Pitch high. Nope, that's high. Ball inside. Strike. That's foul.
If you see the team mascot around, give them a wedgie for a free slice of sushi poutine. Now batting, the catcher, number 15, Anton Goodwood.
That's inside. That's down. That's a strike and a half, my friend. Save.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3, Robin Yu.
Pitch high.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 23, Elroy Action.
You bet that's a strike.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 22, Casper Stern. Now pitching, Tia Mayfair.
Foul. Ball. It's inside. Ball. Ball 4.
Now See him. Now batting, the left fielder, number 33, Vinny Ortex. Now batting, the first baseman, number 19, Andre Candela.
Hit time. Ball. That's inside. Strike. Ball.
You couldn't strike a match.
Foul.
Now batting, the catcher, number 31, Tara Leonaire. Scoop up a plate of maki at Ground Roll Sushi, located on level 2. Now batting, the left fielder, number 25, Guy Gold. Now batting, the first baseman, number 6, Sakta Song.
Nope. That's inside. Ball. You're out.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 20, Rhonda Horn.
All right, I am back.
That's a strike
And
and
it
a half, my
seems
friend.
we have quite the ball game. The Crocodons on a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. Round to Horn up at bat, and Tia Mayfair
Strike.
on the mound. Relief pitching out already for the
Ball.
Crocodons, despite not giving up any runs. That is a bit odd. Wonder what the story behind that is. Pop fly caught by Asher Bomber.
If you see the
And
team
that will be
mascot
the
around,
end
give them
of
a
the
wedgie for a free slice of
end of the
sushi
third.
poutine.
Apparently, the
Now batting,
Crocodons had
the
a
shortstop,
3-run
number 26,
second inning.
Norm Phenomeno.
And Norm Phenomenon,
Hit time.
the rare two-way player,
Hot foul. Ball.
as he is playing shortstop today. Pop fly in foul territory. Sakta Song has got it. That will be out number 1.
The second baseman, number 23.
The Knights have already won the
Asher
Super
Bomber.
Conference Finals. This is the Mega Conference Finals. Yacker Asherbaum going to hit this one, blooping out into left center, rolling all the way to the wall for a double. And it'll be 1 out. Runner at second for the Crocodons
The third
as
baseman,
Trisha Lee
number
comes
12,
up to the
Trisha
plate.
Lee.
So far, all the games between the Crocodons and, all 2 of the games between the Crocodons and the Overdogs this series have been interesting back and forth. Ground ball over to third, thrown over to Sakta Song,
The
out
right
number
fielder,
2.
Number 51, Diego Anderson.
Diego Anderson, 1 for 1 with a single so far today.
No, outside.
And And we have Chasey Kim, starting pitcher, still on the mound despite giving up 3 runs to the Crocodons. We're in upside-down world territory, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a take. Ball 4, take your base.
Ball 4, take your base for Anderson.
The center fielder, number 47, Gordon Fruitwell.
Gordon Fruitwell now up at bat, feeling a bit tense, but still in the game regardless. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. And a line drive stopped by Sakta Song. He'll tag first base, and that'll be out number 3 as we head to the 4th.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 39, Kasha Eman.
And this will be a bloop single to start off for the Overdogs as they are trying to mount some type of a comeback. Anton Goodwood now in the box. Has been pretty good behind the dish so far for the Overdogs. Oh, and a pickoff move that'll get the Overdogs in a pickle. And this is looking like an out number 1 to me, and it will be. And now the bases are set to empty for Anton Goodwood. Not what you want to see for the Overdogs. The Knights have had that problem in their series against the Blowfish too.
That's a strike.
Problem with the Crocodons bullpen, it does not nearly match up to the quality of their starting rotation, which begs the question on why the Crocodons have their bullpen out this early. Robin Yu up at bat after the line drive. And Jamal Frost being put out onto the mound. And Yuena Henderez will now be going in the outfield for, again, a weird substitution by the Crocodons. And that'll be a ground ball. And out number 3 as we head to the 5th. Crocodons still up 3-0.
Number 10, Juanita Hernandez.
Juanita Hernandez now at right field, subbing in for Diego Anderson. And a ground ball by Hernandez over to Emma. And that will be out number 1, thrown over to Acta Song.
Vinny Vortex.
And Vinny Vortex 0 for 2 today, but still having a solid .387 batting average in these playoffs. And Vinny Vortex gives this one a drive into left center. That'll find the gap at the warning track as Vinny Vortex will have his first hit of the game be a double.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 19, Andre Candela.
Andre Candela now settling into the box. That'll be strike 1. Chasey Kim having a hard time finding the zone right now. The at-bat continues. A real fight going on. Having a hard time finding the zone. And this one's going to be a hard hit ball into left. Back at the warning track. This is gone. And the Crocodons extend their lead 5-0. Oh my goodness. The Crocodons seem to have this one in the bag. Candela's first home run of the playoffs is a big one.
Catcher number 31, Tara Leonaire.
Tara Leonaire now up at bat. And Braun Thunderchump now coming in to relieve for the Overdogs. And this ground ball is going to get past second base. And that'll be a base hit to start off for Thunderchump. Not a good sign. Norm Phenomeno has got to be happy with how things have gone for his team so far this game. And wow, another hit that just goes all the way to the wall for a double. Runners at second and third for Yacker Asherbaum. Here we go. Selling into the box. And that ball will get away from Goodwood, but he'll get in front of it to try to make sure it doesn't get too far away from him, keeping the runners at second and third. Outfield is playing deep. A walk from Thunder Chump will make Trisha Lee with the bases loaded. Already had a 2 RBI double earlier this game. Threatening to score some more runs for the Crocodiles. And this one's going to go up to the middle, and that will bring in at least one run. The bases will still be loaded, but the Crocodiles will extend their lead to 6-0. And Jamal Frost is now up at bat. And he will take his at bat. The Crocodiles are smart. They should just let him not swing and just let him take his at bat. Swing and a miss, though, does show that they are wanting to get something, but a ground ball over to Kane will make it a double play, and that's not what you want. But the Crocodiles do extend their lead to 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Overdogs desperate for some answers. Elroy action up at the plate. And a ground ball that rolls into center. And that will be a base hit to start off for the Overdogs. And Casper Stern hoping to keep things going. Hoping that this bullpen of the Crocodiles wears down. Oh, and a hit into left will make it runners at first and second. No outs for Braun Thunderchump. Now here's the question. Does Braun Thunderchump take his at bat, or is he subbed out here? And the answer will be substitution. Samuel Perez now up at bat as he has that pinch perfect trade active, giving him a little bit more power, a little bit more contact, and hopefully that'll be enough. He's batting .750, but he's going to strike out number one. Not what you want from a substitution, especially with your bullpen needing to last. Guy Gold now up at the plate, seeing if he can get things done with the top of the order for the Overdogs. And he gives this one a drive into center, but it's caught by Fruitwell. Out number two, the runners will tag up.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 6, Secta Song.
Ball inside.
And this one into foul territory. That'll be 1-1, or 1-1 to Sack the Song. Sack the Song is going to take a swing at this outside one, and that'll be out number 3. Overdogs again can't seem to score. David Diggler going to be coming onto the mound for the start of the 6th. 6-0 Crocodiles. Gordon Fruitwell now up at bat. Gordon Fruitwell batting .250. 1 RBI. Not the best stats, but he is more of a fielder for that glove and that arm, and he has given that to the Crocodiles in spades, the way he's handled the outfield. He's going to give a line drive to Elroy action, caught for out number 1. Juanita Hernandez, no hits in these playoffs, making the substitution, subbing her in for Anderson, all the more puzzling to me. I can't wrap my head around that still. And that'll be strike 1, 2 balls, 1 strike, and another swing and a miss, strike 2. And a foul ball will make the at-bat continue. David Diggler having a 1 ERA so far in these playoffs as he strikes out. Another batter, Vinny Vortex, now settling in, had a double that would be cashed in with a home run later in, I believe, the third. And this ball will be hit up the middle, and that will be a base hit, putting Vinny Vortex, or giving Vinny Vortex back-to-back hits.
Andre Candela.
All right, and out number 3 is the Overdogs come up to bat. Round to horn.
Rhonda Horn.
I mean, you want to be able to get something offensively going, and Rounda Horn would be the one to start things off for the Overdogs. You would think she's been on fire due to these playoffs. A high fly ball into right center that might find the gap. It can't quite get it. Hernandez catches it out number 1. Kasha Emin will be up at bat now for the Overdogs. Jamal Frost pitching as long as he can in relief. Foul ball on left field territory. Caught by Vinny Vortex as is out number 2. Anton Goodwood now settling in. And that'll be a pop fly into left. Caught by Vinny Vortex. That'll be out number 3. Overdogs still scoreless after 6 as the Crocodons are leading 6-0.
Number 31, Tara Leonaire.
Tara Leonaire. Now up at bat.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 26, Norm Phenomeno.
And a long hit into center right, as that'll be a double for the Crocodons. And this is just turning out to be a rough game for the Overdogs. They cannot seem to get a steady inning going, where it's just up, out, no problem. I suppose with the exception of last inning. And that'll be a walk. The Crocodons have runners at first and second for Trisha Lee. Trisha Lee just being one of those hitters that's on fire this game. And Rocket Ramon will sub Dave Diggler out. A foul ball hit right down that first base line. Next home plate, Goodwin's got it. That will be out number, I believe, 2. Jamal Frost up at bat, and Leanne Drive will be coming in. She is not feeling good health-wise, so something might have happened. That'll be a drive into right, caught by Robin Yu, and that will be the end of the inning. Wood-a-no will be on the mound for the Crocodons. Hopefully, if you're a Crocodon fan, for the rest of the game. And Robin Yu up at the plate. That'll be a fly ball in the right, caught for out number 1. Elroy Action up at the plate. Overdogs, the name of the game, just offensive struggles for them this game. Casper Stern up at bat. 1-for-1 with a single and a walk.
That's down.
And a foul ball into right. And a ground ball over to Candela. And that'll be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. As we go to the 8th, still 6-0 Crocs.
The center fielder, number 47, Gordon Fruitwell.
Gordon Fruitwell now at bat, 0 for 3 on the day. But he's done his duty in center field, covering that area. As he'll hit one to center, caught by Casper Stern, out number 1.
Number 10, Juanita Hernandez.
Juanita Hernandez still looking for her first hit in these playoffs.
Hit time.
A 1-0-1 fastball from Ramon. This one's given a drive into right and caught by Robin Yu for out number 2. Vinny Vortex settling into the box. He is on fire. 2 for 4 today. 4.24 batting average, a double and a single.
That's down.
And this one's going to be a pop-up into right and caught. Out number 3 by Robin Yu. And that'll bring us to the bottom of the 8th. Overdogs trying to make sure this game doesn't end with them having a donut on the board. Rocket Ramon up at bat, but he will be subbed out for Bonnie Ford. Bonnie Ford also looking for her first base hit in these playoffs. And that'll be strike 2.
That's down. Ball.
Full count.
Ball.
And foul ball. As Bonnie Ford keeps the at-bat going, but he's going to strike out looking. Still looking for that first base hit.
Number 25,
And Guy Gold will now be in the box for the Overdogs.
Strike. You bet that's a strike.
And Guy Gold hits this one foul for 0-2 count. Another one foul. And swings and misses. Strike 3, out number 2. And that'll bring up Sack to Song. Debatably one of, if not the best player on the Overdogs. Only 1 for 3 today. And they usually rely on him to have the offense going. This one's going to go over the head of Hernandez, and that'll be a base hit. So at the very least, the Overdogs won't go 3 up, 3 down this inning. As Rhonda Horn, the other one who you could say is the best player on the Overdogs, 0 for 2 today, despite starting the game on fire in these playoffs. And this game is the last one that the Overdogs wanted her to cool down on. And this one's going to go into the gap left center. She's going to get a double and drive in Sack to Song for the first run for the Overdogs. And that'll end the shutout for the Crocodons. And Kasha Emma will be up at bat trying to keep it going. See if the Overdogs have a rally in them.
That's down.
And this one stopped by and just thrown over to first for out number 3 as we go to the 9th. But the Overdogs do score a run, bringing the gap down to 5.
The first baseman, number 19, Andre Candela.
And this will be a ground ball fielded at second, thrown over to first, out number 1. Tara Leonaire, 1 for 4 on the day.
Strike.
Doug Neward on the mound for the Overdogs right now. He has a
That's okay.
to beg your pardon. He has an ERA of donuts as he strikes out. Another batter, Norm Flamo. Norm Phenomeno, beg your pardon. 3 for 4 today, 2 doubles.
Strike.
Very good day for him so far. Something to be proud of
That's down.
as he's looking to have his Crocodons be up over the Overdogs 2-1 going into game 4. Full count and a strikeout. And Doug Neward will send the Overdogs to the ninth, saying, come on, get us back into this game.
Now batting, the catcher, number 15, Anton Goodwood.
And Anton Goodwood selling into the box.
Now pitching, Ricky McFarland.
And Ricky McFarland will be here to close the game out. And Norton Pickle will be a defensive substitution as well as Evan Chucknoy. Evan Chucknoy will be behind the dish. Norton Pickle will be at shortstop. Anton Goodwood might just be struck out, and he will be by McFarland. Robin Yu now up at the plate, but he's got very poor contact and power against McFarland. And this might be the end for the Overdogs this game. Ground ball over to Pickle. Pickle throws it over to first. That'll be out number 2. And Elroy Action, all that stands in between the Overdogs and going down 2-1 the series. He's strike 1 to start. A ball just outside. That one's a bit in for ball 2. Elroy Action hits a base hit and will not be the last out of this game, as it will be runner on first, 2 out for Casper Stern. Casper Stern, 1 for 2 today and a walk. McFarland does not have a whole lot of gas in the tank, as this one's given a drive into center, but Fruitwell's got in. That'll be out number 3. The Crocodons win game 3 of these conference finals, the Mega Conference Finals, by a score of 6-0. Tia Mayfair will take the win. Kim will take the loss. Trisha Lee, Yacker Asherbaum and Norm Phenomeno will be 1, 2, and 3 in player of the game. And now I think we're going to simulate this one, because this one looks like a wash with the ace of the pitching staff for the Crocodons going up against Kerry Wayward. Seems like a bit of a blowout, but of course, they make me eat my words, and the Overdogs will come back and tie it up at 2 games apiece, bringing us to a Game 5 of the, I believe it's the Mega Conference Finals. Yeah, the Mega Conference Finals, Game 5. And we will watch this one as we go to Whacker's Wheel between the Overdogs and the Crocodons. Winners will go face the Knights. Losers will have to ask what went wrong.
It's time for some baseball.
And now, here we go. Elroy Action starting it off for the Overdogs. The Crocodons getting advantage of home as Marcy Brick is on the mound. And we're starting off with a first pitch strike and a ground ball as the base run, and that'll be out number 1 as Action not able to run out win the race over to first. And that'll be out number 1. Sack the Song now up at the dish. Sack the Song, quite the off-speed hitter. Usually you want to just spam fastballs at him as much as you can, but Marcy Brick seems to be taking an interesting approach. Full count, and that'll be his first strikeout of the game for out number 2. Rhonda Horn will now be up at bat. foul ball. 1-2 the count. Marcy Brick looking for that strikeout pitch. And we'll get it. Back-to-back strikeouts as we head to the bottom of the first. Crocodons up at bat. Now Diego Anderson starting in left field and leading off the Crocodons on offense. And Larry LaJoy, sorry. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a foul ball will keep the at-bat going. And a strike 3. Oh, there's Anderson's caught looking.
First baseman, number 19, Candela.
And Andre Candela now up at bat. Starting off the at bat 0-2 with a strike and a foul ball. Ball thrown in the dirt. 2-1 the count, and this one will get in between the third and shortstop gap for a base hit for the Crocodons.
Now batting, the catcher, number 15, Leanne Drive.
And Leanne Drive, the woman behind the dish today for the Crocodons in this crucial Game 5. The Knights have already decided their spot in the Super Conference, being the winners of their conference finals. And that'll be back-to-back strikeouts thrown by Larry LaJoy. And Yacker Asherbaum will now be settling into the box. Actually, wait, no, not back-to-back strikeouts. The second strikeout by Joy, beg your pardon. And this wild pitch will get past, and that'll be a base taken. Runner on second, 2 outs. 2 balls, 1 strike to Asherbaum. A full count. Runners should be going. Oh, wait. No, they wouldn't. Beg your pardon. This one's going to be hit in foul territory. Caught by Sack the Song. And that will be out number 3.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 39, Kasha Emmett.
And Kasha Emmett will be starting off the second inning for the Overdogs. Marcy Brick had a pretty good first inning. Seeing how long he can go. He was one of the best starting pitchers during the regular season. He's done a decent job in these playoffs. Ground ball over to run to third. She'll throw it over to first. That'll be out number 1.
Number 25, Guy Gold.
And Guy Gold now in the box. Marcy Brick, a 3 ERA. Not the greatest, but not the worst. .93 whip and 15 strikeouts thrown so far in these playoffs. As he'll add another one to the total, striking out Guy Gold.
Center fielder, number 28, Yvette Victorino.
Yvette Victorino, what a name that is. Marcy Brick getting a little bit tight in the pants, I guess. As he'll start out. Oh, he'll get another strikeout on 3 pitches. Hot dang. Well, so far, he has pitched a masterful 2 innings as we go to the bottom of the second. Run to third will be up at bat. And a strike 3. Swing and a miss for out number 1 of the inning. Beg your pardon. And Vinny Vortex will be at the dish. As he's going to rip this one into center. That's going to find the gap. And over to the wall is Victorino. Vortex is going to get into second for a double. And the Crocodons off to a good start.
Number 11, Norton Pickle.
And Norton Pickle starting at shortstop today. And ground ball over to Ronda Home. And that will be out number 1, but Vortex will move over to third. Juanita Hernandez settling into the box, looking to drive in the game's first run. This is Game 5 of the Mega Conference Finals between the Overdogs and Crocodons. Winner moves on to face the Knights in the league finals. A pop fly into left center, caught by Ye Gold, will make it so that we remain scoreless going to the third.
The right fielder, number 22, Casper Stern.
Right now, Casper Stern, 0-2 count. He's going to bloop this one into right. They'll be caught by Hernandez. Out number 1. Samuel Perez, pass ball get by him earlier. Luckily didn't do any damage to the Overdogs, but it does shake your confidence a little as a catcher when that happens. Ground ball over to run to third, and that'll be out number 2.
The pitcher, number 35, Larry LaJoy.
Larry LaJoy now up at bat for the Overdogs. Outfield's playing shallow for the Crocodons, unsurprisingly. LaJoy doesn't have that much hitting power, if any at all, to speak of. But he has been batting .500. But he'll swing and miss right here, as that will retire the side as we go to the bottom of the third.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 45, Maurice Rick.
And Maurice Brick will start off the bottom of the third for the Crocodons at bat. He's been batting triple threes. Feeling a bit locked in with how good he's pitching, and he should be. He's pitched a no-hitter so far. First time through the lineup. 2-2 count to Brick. And that'll be strike 3 as he'll strike out looking for out number 1.
The left fielder, number 51, Diego Anderson.
Diego Anderson will now get up to bat. This will go deep into left. That could be gone, and it is! Oh my gosh, what a drive! 400 feet on the dot by Anderson, and he has given the Crocodons the early 1-0 lead in this crucial Game 5.
First baseman, number 19, Andre Candela.
And Andre Candela now up at bat. And a swing and a miss, strikes out Candela. Larry LaJoy getting a little bit pumped after giving up that home run, but striking out to bounce back. Line to drive. Now up at bat for the Crocodons. This one, a ground ball over to Action. Action over to Song. That'll be out number 3. As we go to the fourth, but not before Diego Anderson hits a solo shot to give the Crocodons the 1-0 lead. Elroy Action now at the plate. As he will ground out to Norton Pickle. Pickle to Candela. That will be out number 1. Sack to Song will now be settling into the box. Batting .389, but did not get a hit his first time up this game. This one's going to go foul into the stands. And, oh, a diving catch by run to third. For out number 2, Rhonda Horn now settling into the box. And Marcy Brick is on fire. We've been saying that Marcy Brick has been one of the best starting pitchers in the entire league throughout the regular season, and he is trying to carry it as much as he can into the playoffs, especially in this critical Game 5. And a strikeout will bring up 3 down yet again, as Marcy Brick is throwing a masterclass as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Number 23, Yacker Asherbaum.
And Yacker Asherbaum now at the plate for the Crocodons. He will ground this one over to Kasha Emma. Thrown over to first, out number 1.
The third baseman, number 6, Runda third.
And run to third. Now up at bat. That'll be strike 1 to start. 2 strikes thrown by LaJoy. And a strikeout on a swing and a miss. 3 pitches by LaJoy. Good stuff. We have quite the pitcher's duel on hand. Vinny Vortex now settling into the box. He's had a pretty good playoff. Batting .410. And batting 1 home run, 5 RBIs. He's going to hit this one up the middle, and that's another base hit for him. And he has done absolutely phenomenal job.
Number 11, Norton Pickle.
And Norton Pickle settling into the box. Runner on first, 2 outs. LaJoy trying to get out of this inning. And a ground ball to Emma. Throw it over to first. That'll be out number 3. LaJoy will get his wish as we go to the 5th. 1-0 Crocodons.
The shortstop, number 39, Kasha Emmon.
Kasha Emmon now leading off for the Crocodons. Marcy Brick doing a phenomenal job so far. Started this game with an over 3 ERA, but has brought it down to 255 already. 5 innings in. A very tough battle between Emma and Brick. 0-2 count. The foul balls are just getting hit left and right. This one might finally find the gap, and the Overdogs get their first hit of the game as a bloop single into right center. And that'll bring up Guy Gold with a runner on first. No outs. The pressure is building. Now it's time to see if Brick can handle the pressure of a runner on base in a game like this. You know he has to have done it before, but not with the stakes this high. Not with the pressure this high this early in the game. And Guy Gold will strike out. And that'll be out number 1. Victorino coming up to bat. Marcy Brick with a couple of pickoff throws. Make sure the runners are in check. The Overdogs known for stealing bases on occasion. And this one is going to get the Overdogs in another pickle. We saw them have this trouble last game. And that'll make it out number 2, ruining the fact that they finally got one on Marcy Brick to begin with. And now a 1-2 count. Marcy Brick trying to get out of the inning. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And we will go to the 5th after the Overdogs finally get a run, or not a run, but a hit, and then just immediately spoil it. Juanita Hernandez starting off for the Overdogs. This one's going to go up the third base line, and that'll start off the bottom of the 5th with a hit for the Crocodons.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 45, Maurice Brick.
And Brick settling into the box. Wondering what he's going to do. He shows bunt. That'll be a ball 1. Shows bunt. Oh, caught by the catcher for out number 1. Can't quite get the double play, throwing it back to first. And Diego Anderson will be coming up to bat, responsible for the 1 run that has been scored this game. And the runner will go sliding safe. And the runner will be at second. Anderson hits this one deep into right center. That's going to find the wall. And Victorino will throw it in, but not before Anderson gets a triple, scoring in another run. 2-0 Crocodons.
Number 19, Andre Candela.
And Andre Candela settling into the box. Remember, this is a big game for both these teams. Game 5, winner goes on to the league finals. Pop fly into left. Guy Gold gets it, tries to throw it in time, but Anderson has the speed to make it 3-0 after the tag. And Leanne drive. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. And you gotta be wondering, do the Overdogs have enough offense in them to be able to get the runs necessary to tie, let alone getting the lead against the Crocodons, as Marcy Brick has just been throwing a gem this game. And Yacker Asherbomb settling into the box. Another foul ball, 2-1 the count to Asherbomb. Gonna hit another foul ball, 2-2 the count. 3 straight foul balls for Asherbomb. And a swing and a miss for strike 3, out number 3, but not before the Crocodons extend their lead to 3. We go to the 6th. Casper Stern now up at bat for the Overdogs, as now they are starting to reach levels of desperation as we get into the later innings. Marcy Brick still on that mound, still dealing, but Casper Stern will get the second base hit for the Overdogs. And hopefully he can stay active on those base paths. Samuel Perez up in that box. No outs, runner on first. A rare situation for these Overdogs this game. I don't even think they've had that situation yet this game, but could this be the chance? Perez strikes out looking, saying it's not going to be me. And Larry LaJoy is positioned up at bat. And now the Overdogs got a question. They're going to be sending David Diggler to bat. And also to relieve him to pitch, supposedly. A bunt will make it so that's 2 outs. A very weird choice by the Overdogs. You're down by 3. You can't afford to give up these outs, and you didn't have anybody on the bench that could have been a better bat. Elroy Action starting off 0-2. Runner at second, 2 outs. Top of the order for the Overdogs. You really need to try to get something going. This one's a drive deep into center, but caught by Vortex for out number 3. And the Overdogs, while they do get another hit on Marcy Brick, it's just not enough to get anything going as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Run to third, starting off for the Crocodons. And we thank you for tuning in. For those just tuning in, we are at Game 5 of the Mega Conference Finals. Being that the playoffs are a best of 5, this is the last game that these two teams will play. Winner goes on to the league finals against the Knights. Loser, well, they're just going to have to think about what went wrong and try to plan for next season. And this one will get past Perez, and that'll be another stolen base off a pass ball for the Crocodons this game. Oh, but getting a bit greedy now, caught in a pickle. Round to horn, and Cash Evan getting that pickle and getting that out. Out number 1 of the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Vane Vortex. He's had a great playoffs. 425 batting, and he will have an uncharacteristic strikeout, but David Diggler with a wonderful 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Good God. This series between these two teams has been back and forth. The Crocodons won the first game. Overdogs won the second. Crocodons had a very convincing 6-0 win in Game 3. Made it look like they were just going to win with their ace pitcher, Puluto, coming onto the mound, and it seemed like it was over. But then the Overdogs had an incredible win over them to force a Game 5. But now, you gotta be wondering if the Overdogs' magic has run out as we get to the 7th, and still no runs on that board for them. Marcy Brick, he has pitched a gem. He knows how important this is for his team. A pop fly by Song right behind the plate towards the third baseline. Caught for out number 1. And Rhonda Horn settling into the box. She was at one point on fire during this very playoff series, but she has, unfortunately for the Overdogs, cooled off. 2-1 count to Horn. And she'll swing and miss. That'll be out number 2. And Kasha Emin coming up to the plate. She's been batting cleanup, but she hasn't been able to activate that RBI hero at all game. Only 2 hits for the Overdogs. And none have really had that much value, except denying Marcy Brick the no-hitter. Ground ball over to run to third, and thrown over to first to Candela for out number 3. Going to the bottom of the 7th, and the Crocodons only need 6 more outs to move on to the league finals. Juanita Hernandez now settling into the box. Ground ball to Song on the first pitch. That'll be out number 1. If I'm the Crocodons, I'm keeping Marcy Brick in. I don't care if he doesn't get any hits this at-bat, and it looks like they're going to go with that decision, as they are definitely in the right mind, playing the hot hand with him on fire, even if it does mean giving up an out here. All you got to do is have Marcy Brick keep shoving it on that mound, and he'll even get a base hit into left. So he will be on first as the top of the order will come up, and Diego Anderson, the undoubted MVP so far in this game, hit a home run to get the Crocodons the 1-0 lead, hit a triple to get the 2-0 lead for the Crocodons, and then tagged up on a sac fly to score the 3rd run. But he's just going to pop up over to center, and that'll be out number 2 of the inning. And Candela now up at bat, 1 for 2, hitting the sac fly that drove Anderson in. And a ground ball thrown over to second to action. That will be out number 3. We go to the top of the 8th, and the Overdogs have got to be feeling the pressure, as Guy Gold will be starting off. He's 0 for 2 today. Brick, again, I know I've said this at least 5 to 6 times this game alone, but he has done a fantastic job just dealing with these Overdog hitters. Ground ball over to Candela. Candela over to Brick. Out number 1. Victorino up at bat. 0 for 2 as well. Batting a not great 179. Trying to see if she can find some pixie dust in that bat. Fouling off, 2-1 count. And this one line drive over to run to third. Thrown over to Candela, out number 2. And Casper Stern digs in, as he is one of the rare 2 hits that the Overdogs have had this game. But unfortunately, his base hit was wasted by him trying to go to second and not being able to get over there. Asher Bomber feeling the ground ball, and the Crocodons are 3 outs away from going to the conference finals as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Leanne Drive has been doing a great job behind the dish. Great communication with Marcy Brick this game. As David Diggler is trying his best to make sure that the Overdogs have no excuses defensively or relief pitching wise, but that will be a infield base hit as the throw could not get there in time after a diving play from run to third.
Doug Nerdword.
Doug Nerdword now coming in to relief, and you gotta be thinking that he's probably going to close this one out, but no, that is going to be a deep line drive. Amazing off the bat by Asher Bomber, and the Crocodons will almost certainly seal this one away with a 5-0 lead. With a massive home run, second for Asherbomb in these playoffs. And run to third. Now up at bat, the Crocodons, no outs. And if you're Doug Nerdwalker, you have got to be having a pit in your stomach after giving such a clean home run like that has pretty much killed any chances of the season, barring a miracle. And that will be a walk as runner on first. The Vortex 2 for 3, double and a single, batting .415. No outs. As at this point, Overdog fans, I'm sure, are not feeling too great on how this season has ended for them, potentially. Elroy Action getting the ground ball. Can't quite turn two with the throw to first. And that'll bring up Norton Pickle with a runner on first. And we have one out. Overdogs in double play formation. 0-2 count to Norton Pickle. Runner goes. Foul ball. And the play resets again. Ball one outside. Norton Pickle fouls another one off. Fouls another one. And a high ball two. 2-2 the count. And swing and a miss. Norton Pickle strikes out. And that'll bring up Juanita Hernandez. 2 outs. Runner on first. A 5-0 game. And Slick Pickman will be coming in to pitch for the Overdogs. Perhaps as a gesture from his manager for one last time on the mound, wanting to play on this big of a stage. There's only one stage bigger than this, and that is the league final. And it will take a miracle for the Overdogs in the ninth, who have had a hard time against Marcy Brick, to somehow squeeze 5 runs out. And strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hernandez. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As we go to the top of the ninth, Overdogs trying to fight to keep their dream of going to the league finals alive. And Samuel Perez will be starting it off for the Overdogs. 0 for 2 today, but he's got a .375 batting average, so he does know how to hit. 0-2 count, though, to start. Foul ball. Brick at 100 pitches now, striking out Perez. Looking. My gosh. And Slick Pickman, you gotta figure that they're not going to have him bat. And Bonnie Ford will be coming in to pitch hit for Pickman. And a foul ball. Start off the at-bat. A ground ball to run to third. Third over to Candela. Out number 2. And the Crocodons are 1 out away from going to the league finals. Elroy Action again, as in game 3, is in a situation where he is going to be the last out as Candela tags him out, and the Crocodons are going to the league finals. They are the Mega Conference champions. A very, very respectable series by both teams here, as now we have our finals matchup of Crocodons versus Knights. The Crocodons celebrating on their home grass, undoubtedly getting the champagne, hooping and hollering, ready to go to the finals. Marcy Brick, an absolute phenomenal game thrown by him. 9 innings, 2 hits, 11 strikeouts. Started the game with an over 3 ERA for the playoffs, brings it down to 199. Larry LaJoy will be taking the loss for the Overdogs. And your players of the game, Marcy Brick will take the gold, Diego Anderson will take the silver, and Yanker Asherbaum will take the bronze. And there we go. There is our matchup for these finals. The Crocodons and the Knights. The first matchup that will be happening between these two. Ace Hurlington, the fourth, on the mound for the Knights. And Jerry Caps will be on the mound for the Crocodons. And we will save that stream for another time. But I hope you enjoyed watching the semifinals. The league semifinals, the conference finals, however you want to put it. I hope you enjoyed watching them. The next live stream that we will have will be these very finals between the Knights and the Crocodons as the season has come down to this. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you next time for Knights Baseball.